All right, welcome, 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 everybody. It's GUIDATHON time. Woohoo! Sage here on this beautiful spring day with Yeshua and Archangels, Michael and Raphael and Gabriel and Metatron and more, and the Divine Mother. And I'm excited to be here with all of you guys. So I'm going to get us started here. All right, so let's see. Some of you guys are still popping in. Okay, so far it looks like we have Brenda here, and I think Zoom is being a little bit weird, perhaps. So give me just a moment. Okay, I think we're popping in now. Yay, there's Monica, there's Joy, there's Brenda. If you guys can hear me, you can either go like this if I can see your video, or you can type yes, or I can hear you, or I love you, Sage, or whatever you want to type. Oh, it's so nice to see your smiling face, Joy, and Monica. So happy to have you here. Ms. B, can you hear okay too?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Okay, good. Yes, I can hear you. Okay, can't see you, but I just wanted to make sure that you could hear okay. Zoom has this annoying thing now where everybody has to be like added individually. So if you happen to notice someone in the waiting room, I don't know if you might see that, but if you do, feel free to nudge me like, so somebody's waiting. Here comes Ivy. Here comes Annie. Okay, so I think we got everybody. If there's anybody else pops on, we'll get them in. So good to see you guys! Yay! And happy spring and happy Friday and happy the world is maybe slightly returning to normal a teeny bit, right? It's like some things are opening up a little wee bit. And it's such a strange time though. I mean, some things are gonna just not be the same for a very long time, like air travel, you know, and you know, universities, right? We have this beautiful son who some of you have met. Forrest, he got into UC Santa Cruz, but it's probably going to be online classes only, and he doesn't really feel like it's the same value of education, so he's probably going to get a deferment for a year. Crazy. We're living in crazy times, right? But the flowers are blooming and the breezes are blowing, and if you have fall because you're in the southern hemisphere, gale, when you hear the replay, it's, you got the crisp fall leaves thing going on. You know, most of us have spring, and it just feels good to get outside, doesn't it? So we've been enjoying our walks and our nature time and our stretches, and hopefully you've been doing some, you know, yoga or heart bridges or just any kind of dancing and walking and getting out there. So how's the spring going for you right now? What are you excited about right now? And what are you feeling grateful for and hopeful about? I'd love to hear about your gratitudes, your hopes, and your excitements. So you can type here in our chat here. I don't always pop over to the longer term chat, our messenger Facebook chat when we're in the Zoom, because you know it's too crazy making me in two places. But if there's something that you want to share that you want everybody to be able to see later, you might want to put it in the Facebook messenger chat. So I'll try to pop on there once in a while. Here comes Jan, and here comes Janet, I think. Jan, you should be in here now. Yay. And there's Janet. Yay, good to see you. I think we have, is Jan here? I don't see her yet. It says joining. She'll get here. Sunshine. Sunshine, good health. You found these on your walk today, Annie? Wow. Oh my God, I'm unmuting you. Wow,
Yes.
that's so nice. They're so colorful.
And they smell wonderful. They're sweet peas.
Oh my gosh, that is so great.
And I recharged my altar with a smaller bouquet. I recharged my altar with this.
Oh, that is just precious. That's just beautiful. It's so
And
funny.
I was also able to check off one of the things on my list that I made.
Oh, good.
Yes.
That's
Not
good.
the
You made
stimulus
that-
check, but something else.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. And we're going to work on some money manifesting. We're going to work on some health boosting. We're going to do more with grounding. I asked Archangel Michael if you guys were ready for second chakra yet. And he was like, well, they could go into second chakra, but they could also use some more grounding at times. Kind of do more first chakra. Like, he's like, yeah, you don't have to rush it. So like, okay, cool. And I hope you guys are good with that. We're going to just kind of have, it really feels like the whole world needs more first chakra healing right now, including us. We're part of this planet, you know, and it's a crazy time. So we'll get to do some more grounding and tree of life, and we'll have some lovely meditation and healing today. So good. And I'm going to see if anyone else, is anyone else waiting? Oh, Jan, poor Jan. Somebody message Jan, please, and tell her Sage is trying to add you. I did click admit, so I did my thing, but for some reason she's stuck in like limbo land. Archangel Michael, spirits of technology, we appreciate you. Please help all of our lovely tribe who are trying to join us arrive and have the door be opened for them. And in they come, just like when we welcome the angels. We're welcoming our earth angels here into the fold. I'm going to trust that that's all going to work out. Yay. Thank you, Monica. You're the best. She's like, I'm on it. Woo, gold star. Yay. All right. So feel free to share anything else that you want in our chat anytime, and I'll be popping over there. It's great to be here with all of you guys. I have a fun excitement to share, just because I know we all share our, you know, accomplishments and passions and everything. I am so excited with how just beautifully it's all flowing for the Mother Wound Healing Intensive that I just opened the doors to like less than a week ago. You know, I just did a couple of emails so far. That's really all I did. And we had like something like 24 people apply for the consultations, which is a lot, you know, from only 2 emails. That's like really good. And I've already spoken with, see, how many did I speak with? 3, and all 3 of them signed up. It's like 100% right now, like signing up rate. That's like crazy, right? So I just know that Mother Mary is helping with this, and Kuan Yin and the goddess, and lining it all up. And there's a few other ladies who some of you know who you are, who are planning to join in for that. Not everybody needs that, right? Not everybody needs Mother Wound Healing in that intensive of a form. But for those who do, it's going to be so incredibly, I'm going to use the word miraculous, like truly miraculous. So I'm honored, you know, I'm so honored and excited to get that going in that deeper way, and to make it more affordable for people who can't do the VIP level, you know. So there's so many people who need this, and eventually it's going to be a book. Isn't that exciting? So the book is sort of writing itself, like by doing the group and the sessions, and it's so easy to write a book that way. So I highly encourage you, if you're thinking like, I want to write a book, like a self-help type book. I'm not talking about fiction writing. Ivy, we love you, keep at it. But I'm not a fiction writer, so I really can't speak to that. I'm a fiction reader. You know, I'm an avid reader of fantasy and romance and time travel and cool metaphysical stuff like that. But if you're thinking you might want to write a self-help book, is there anybody here who's thinking they might want to write a book? Or that you are writing a book, like kind of a spiritual, self-help, inspirational kind of thing? Yeah. So one great way to do it is to create a course first, right? Because 2 reasons, well, 3 reasons. I might even think of more. But one is, once you have people signing up for a course, even if it's one person, but you'll have more than one, you do everything right? You're committed. So you can't keep wandering off. You can't be like, oh, I'll get to the book this weekend, and then 3 months go by. Right? You can't do that. If you feel like someone waiting for you and there's a date, you're going to have to create that content for them, right? So it keeps you on track. It keeps you creating and really producing. Also, you get feedback from the people that you're leading through the course, the healing, coaching, and teaching. You're going to have their stories, their testimonies, and they kind of help shape it, you know? So that's kind of a collaborative inspiration. And reason number 3 is you get paid right away. Isn't that nice? Who wants to get paid right away instead of maybe getting a book contract 2 years from now? Right? Like, that's the thing with traditional publishing. Well, I couldn't quite tell who was talking or what they were saying. What was that? Let's see.
Oh, I said,
Jan
me,
is still not
I want to
here.
get paid.
Good. Oh, yes, absolutely. Right. You want to get paid. And the traditional publishing route, you have to get an agent. That could take months or years. Then you have to get you and your agent have to get the publisher. That could take months or years. Then they give you a certain amount of time to finish writing the book. But then they have creative control over it. And they might hack and slash and say, no, we don't want that. No, we don't want that. You know, I gave up. I went with the self-love book, the first book, which I self-published. Of course, you guys have it in the form of a course, right? Some of you, very few of you might have it in the form of an actual book back when I was printing up the book. But they wanted to change. I was at a writer's conference, and they wanted to like make it less spiritual and more like fluffy. I had an offer for a contract from a publisher, right? And they're like, oh yeah, people need self-love, but it has to be more about like, you know, how to attract the right guy, and, you know, like personality quizzes, and, you know, and it was like, so you want me to make this something that would be like in Glamour magazine? And they're like, yeah, that's exactly it. And I'm like, no, that's not what this book is, you know? So you have to have your integrity, right, to stick true to your dream and your vision. Sometimes there is a publisher who does honor that, you know, and I'm not saying that doesn't ever happen for people. Publishers like New World Library and Hay House and Llewellyn, you know, they can be good publishers, you know, for that kind of stuff. But me, I'm like, I want things faster. I'm a little more yang than that. I don't want to wait 3 years, you know? It's like, if I'm creating something, I'm in the creative flow with it. I want to create it, and I want to start helping people with it, you know? So keep that in mind if you ever need any help with that. I know some of you guys are working with, you know, one-on-one and helping you develop your courses and such. But that is the fastest way to go, is turn it into a course, get it out there online. It gets you producing, creating, keeps that flow going. You've got the feedback, you've got some money coming in, and chances are you could even make a lot more money from the course than you would have made from the book. And you can still turn it into a book, right? You can still do whatever you want with it later, you know? So I'm just so overjoyed to get to help these beautiful sisters in the Mother Wound Healing Intensive, which is totally different than Wisdom School. It's totally different than Angelic Abundance Activator. It's totally different than, you know, all the other things that I've done. And it's interesting because some people say that our own deepest wounds are the place where our greatest gifts can be found. So think about that, of what some of your deepest wounds might be. In my case, mother wound was my deepest wound, right? Now it's super healed, 90-something% healed, so it's not that much of an issue for me anymore. But you might have certain things in your life that are like your deepest wounds, and when you get them healed enough, you don't have to be 100% perfect. You just have to be a step or 10 ahead of the people that you help. When you have them healed enough, there's this passion that comes forth in you where you want to pay it forward. You want to help other people, because your ideal clients and students, the people that are waiting for you, they're very much like where you were, right? Before you had that healing. They're like where you were 5 years ago or 10 years ago or 20 years ago. So just some food for thought for that. But as you can tell, I'm super stoked about this. Yay! So please sprinkle some love and blessings to all the women, all the sisters who are going to have this opportunity to receive the sacred healing in the Mother Wound Intensive in this very secure, loving heart space of sisterhood and divine mother love and energy. Yay! So thank you for blessing them. And I appreciate that. Okay, Jan's coming. Cool. And Annie's ready for the book. Yeah, I might feel a while, but I'm moving forward. Everything's in divine time. I'm actually surprised how much content I've already created that's Divine Mother related for the last, like, even 5 years. Like, I was searching on my computer. I was like, what if I just look on my computer for like Divine Mother, and I found like 15 things. I'm like, oh my God, I've been creating this course for like 5 years and I didn't even know it, you know. Stuff has just been kind of flowing through. So it's very joyous, and thank you for that. And Divine Mother blessings to all of you. And Joy says, today is my son's 32nd birthday. Oh no! Oh, Joy! God, that sucks. Oh my goodness. Oh, he basically gave you the FU. Oh God. Oh, honey. Oh. Is he your oldest or not oldest? He is the oldest. We might jump you into the heart seat for kind of a mini healing on that. I mean, I'd love for you to be in the Motherhood Healing Program. Jeez. Oh God, that sucks. But we will put some prayers forth for you. And thank you for sharing so that we can send you love and healing and blessings. And you know, the thing with the mother wound healing, it's not only about our mothers, sometimes it's about us as mothers, and it's the generational thing, right? It's, you know, why did our mothers treat us the way they did? Because of the way they were treated by their mothers and their fathers, right? And it goes back and back and back, and there's all this ancestral and karmic, you know, stuff. The good news is, even if the generation older than us are crossed over already, or unwilling or unable to participate actively with us, or even to communicate with us, and same thing for the children, for the generation younger than us, and wherever they're at with their level of evolution and healing right now, even if they're unable or unwilling to experience the healing or participate in it or even communicate with us. The good news is, when we have it healed so powerfully and so deeply in us, there's this wonderful ripple effect that actually helps heal them too. And many times the relationships are improved. And for sure, what's improved is what's within you, you know, your aura, your thoughts, how you process it, your kind of emotional reactivity, if that makes sense, like your triggers, you know, like my birth mother, oh my God, my trigger was like the size of freaking Mexico. You know, I had like this big ass trigger, like no matter what she did or said, it was like not enough, you know. It was like, oh, she just doesn't love me enough. Like, oh, you know, I just was so triggered all the time. And now that I'm not, she's still not perfect. She still does stupid shit. You know, she still does disappointing things. But I'm not like, it's not that I don't care about her or the relationship. It's that I don't take it personally. You know, the 4 agreements, right? One of them is don't take anything personally. But it's hard to not take things personally when it's your family member, right? When it's someone that you love and you want to be closer with, it's hard to not take things personally. Yeah, exactly. So, but now I'm able to go, oh, that's not about me. Oh, Jan. Oh, there she is again. Okay, she went out. She went back in. There we go. Yay. Let's see if she's actually here. I have to give her a little bit of a welcome wagon. Thank you, sweetie. It still says joining. God, there must be something wrong with her device or her software. I don't know if she's going to be able to make it. Angel, please help Miss Jan. Okay, so I'm going to tell her to try a different device. Try a different. Since the rest of you are all here, the system is basically working. So that's the cool thing, is when your own trigger is so much smaller and less reactive, you know, less triggery. It's just like you can look at stuff and go, okay, they're doing their thing, you know, but it just doesn't get you. It just doesn't get, you know, you don't have that and that agony and that feeling of emptiness and that pain. You just don't feel much of it at all, or, you know, or at all, really. So, okay, let's see. We are trying to let Jan in. I keep clicking admit and it keeps saying joining. So something is not playing nicely with Jan's system and Zoom. And there's nothing else really I can do since the rest of you guys are here. So hopefully she can try a different device, which I just told her to do. So if she was trying computer, she needs to try phone. You know, maybe you guys can try to coax her and hold her hand a little bit through that. Thank you. Right, exactly. Turn the computer off, turn it back on. Good idea, Monica. Try a different browser. You can try that too. Right? All these little tricks. Hopefully she'll be able to join us, but we're gonna move along and jump in. So how about starting in with our beautiful prayer? Everybody ready for that? We're gonna go right into our prayer and our healing, and our channeling. Well, then we'll have our little break, and then why don't we need a little dance party today? And then we will have some heart seats with whoever needs that. All right, perfect. It's so good to see all of you. Nice. I'm gonna get the recording going separately. So we're going to start with our hands over our hearts, kind of like bird wings. You can think of your little angel wings here, your bird wings or angel wings, and place them over your heart. And what you're doing is cradling yourself in the wings of your angels, and you're calling in the bird spirits, the winged ones, the energy of the air, clarity, mind, spring, and new beginnings. I'm going to take several of these beautiful heart-opening air breaths. And the guides are jokingly saying it's our airy, fairy breaths. We can feel the fairies dancing in our hearts and the sweet breezes. And we're sending out on the winds of change whatever we need to release. And we're going to do 3 kind of like whoosh breaths. And as we're doing that, we're blowing away whatever we really need to let go of. Good. And just allow this feeling of open space in your heart and throughout your being to be a blessing for you. And Archangel Ariel is here gracing you, kissing the top of your head, tossing flowers on your crown chakra. And we're going to breathe and bring our hands to our bellies, in whatever way feels good for you. And we're calling in and we're blessed by our dragons. Yes, our beautiful dragon fire spirits are here helping us breathe the fire of passion into our bellies. This fire transmutes and burns away all that we need to let go of. All the I'm not ready yet's, all the I'm not good enough's, all the they don't love me, and all those thoughts and fears. Everything we need to let go of, we just hand it over through our bellies. These are crucibles of transformation right here in our bellies. And our dragons breathe their holy flame. Go ahead and make some dragon breaths. One more. Good. Notice that now you have a gentle, warm glow, like a peaceful little fire in the fireplace, like a candle. And the flame, the fire spirit energy that you need and that you get to keep, and it's now powerfully activated and reactivated within you, and especially in your power center. This flame of holy light inspires you and on fires you. It fires you up. Think about all these colloquial terms that we have about fire: stoking the flame, lighting your path. So you, dear ones, are fired up in all the right ways and all the bright ways. as you step forth after today in this beautiful healing. You find it easier to shine your light. You have more energy to accomplish your tasks and to really achieve your greatness. And this lovely warmth continues to glow within you, and you feel great and bright and sparkly. Thank you. When we open our hands to receive from the water spirits, saying hello to the mermaids and the fish and whales and the jellyfish and the octopi and the dolphins and the seaweeds and the corals and the algae and the water herself, because the water is our home. The water is what we're mostly made of, and all things are healed with water. Sweat, tears, baths, swimming, quenching our thirsts. And we're going to take some beautiful flowing water breaths. Letting the water flow through your breath. Let your arms and your hands just flow with the water. You might make nice gentle waves. Feels like your hands are kind of riding on the waves and wavelets. You might almost feel like you're conducting an orchestra, right? Because the water brings us emotional healing and peace and love. And the love that we need is really the love that we are. And it's incredibly soothing. You can flow some of that water toward your heart or over your head, down to your feet. Give yourself a sacred, holy water bath, cleansing all of your chakras with this beautiful, pure water of the divine. And letting your hands rest however you need to. The water energy allows us to heal ourselves, to receive healing from Source, and to tap into the wellspring of happiness that's available to us always. So tap into your wellspring of happiness right now. And you kind of feel it bubbling up, don't you? It kind of bubbles up. This happy little playful water. And we notice that, wow, the water is kind of bubbling up from the earth, like from a spring. And let that water come up into the soles of your feet and flow up through your legs and your torso and through your arms and your neck and your head and through every cell of your body. The sacred healing waters are healing you. And Archangel Raphael is assisting. The Divine Mother is bringing you this beautiful healing, as are all of your water spirit guides. And even realigning and reweaving and reconnecting and re-energizing your DNA for your perfect blueprint, blue like the water, your divine blueprint for health and happiness, love and peace. Thank you. And having your hands comfortably resting on your knees or your thighs or just touching your legs in some form, or even your feet. We say hello to the earth. Hello, earth. Hello, earth body. Hello, Mother Earth. Hello, planet Earth. And let yourself give yourself these beautiful little just squeezes, rubs, or like a gentle pressure on your legs. Feeling the energy all the way in your feet. And you're bringing in blessings from the earth and blessings from your ancestors. So your spirit guides that are helping you with this earth healing right now are actually your ancestors as well as the nature spirits of the earth. You might be aware of some of your power animals, especially the ones that walk on the earth, the four-leggeds, and even the creepers and crawlers. And you're remembering what a blessing it is to be alive. What a joy it is to be on the earth. What a miracle and sacred gift it is to be in this body. You're loving up your body. All these beautiful years that you have been best friends in this vehicle, in this vessel, and with this best friend that's your body. To send your body so much love. And what's the best medicine of all? It's love, isn't it? So you're just in this incredible energy of love with your body and with the earth as we take some earth breaths right now. Your ancestors say that they are proud of you. They're proud of you for continuing the family lineage in a way that has so much wisdom and love, so much compassion, so much brilliance, so much presence. And you vow to yourself, with the support of your earth guides, to be more present, that you are more present, more in your body, more grounded, more appreciative of your material success. And it just feels so natural and right to be healthy, and to be abundant. Because your Mother Earth is incredibly generous and smart. She can heal anything, and she can heal you. And she is healing you. And you are healing you. And from this moment on, you get messages from your body that are blessings, blessages, blessing messages from your body, where your body clues you in, and you hear and you heed and you see and you understand and you accept and you act rightly on these messages. You know what to eat and how much and when and how. And the same for drinking and for moving and for sleeping and for meditating and for dancing. So you give thanks to the earth, to your body, and to your source. And to complete, we bring our heart wings back up to our hearts. Receiving completely this elemental healing activation. Knowing that all is well within us and around us. And so it is. Take some time to just bring your awareness throughout your whole body and your whole being. And we're going to send an inner smile. This is actually a Qigong, ancient Chinese practice of sending an inner smile to all your organs of your body. So send a smile wherever you need to. Your digestive organs, your respiratory organs, your circulatory organs. Send that smile. Into all your systems, your immune system, your digestive system, your endocrine system, your nervous system. Smiling at all of your organs, smiling at all of your systems, smiling at all of your energy centers, all of your meridians. Smiling at all of your cells. Smiling at all of your brain synapses. Smiling at your skin. Smiling at your smile. And whenever you're ready, give yourself a big, juicy love hug. Yes. You are beautiful. You are strong. You are brilliant. You are resilient. You are wise. You are healthy. You are wealthy. You are gorgeous. You are vibrant. You are intuitive. You are magical. You are powerful. You are playful. and you are loved. And you own all of this by saying out loud right now, and I'm going to unmute everybody. We're going to say, I am, I am, I am. Ready? Everybody's unmuted. We're going to say, I am, I am, I am. Go! I am.
I am.
I am. I am. Hooray!
I am.
Wonderful, wonderful. So good. All right, I'm going to mute you guys again, but you can unmute yourself whenever you need to, and you can also type. So, how was that? How do you feel? Love to hear your thoughts about that. I feel really, I think the words that come from me are, I feel really balanced. Like I feel this sense of the medicine wheel, and I feel like all the elements are strong in me right now. And just like with the chakras, there's times in our lives, and there's lifetimes, and there's moments when we might feel one is stronger, another one isn't. And some of you guys get the PsyCam reading with me, right? And or the mini chakra kind of quick tune-up readings that we can do here in HEARTSEATS. And we can get kind of a sort of picture of chakra strength in the moment. Well, the same thing can be true with the elements. So we might feel that we're naturally good at this or that element. Like if we're in our heads a lot, we have a lot of air. And this can relate to your astrological makeup too, right? Like if you have a ton of stuff in water signs and you have very little in earth, you know, then you might have to work a little harder to be grounded. Or vice versa, you know, any of the elements, right? So, and they're all important. So it's kind of helpful to know yourself and know your patterns, and then to have practices that address all of them. And if you were to think right now, for the next week, we're going to play with this elemental healing, and we're going to listen to that for home love, right? I'd like everybody to listen to that at least one more time for home love. So at least twice in a week, maybe more. You might listen to it every day or however often you like. It's not very long, but it's powerful, right? And I would like you to tune in right now intuitively, everybody, live and replay. If you could really immerse this week in one element, what would that be? Don't even think. Don't overthink it. Don't think about it at all. Just intuit it. Boom. What would it be? Type it in the chat here. What's the element that you need more of this week? You can have the other three too. You can have all that you need, but just thinking of what do you want to focus on this week? What does your nature, really need? What would feel the most balancing? Just pick one. Earth, air, fire, water. Pick one. Let's see, what did you pick? Joy is picking two. She's like, I'm coloring outside the lines. I'm not gonna do just one. That's okay. That's cool. You can have your two. If your spirit says, I need both, I really need both, then you can do a double focus this week. That's cool. And Janet is going fire. Annie and myself and Annie and myself are going water, and Brenda is going fire with Janet S. Cool. So and just for fun, you might want to partner up if there's somebody else who has a similar element to you, like Janet and B. You guys might want to communicate a little bit this week about your fieriness and what's helping you connect with fire. And Annie and we could communicate about water, or what we could even do is put some posts on our Facebook group also, and maybe what I'll do is I'll make 4 posts. Everybody who's focusing on water, on air, on earth, on fire, I think that would be nice too. And Monica's going wild, water and fire. Ooh. So you got your nice complementary, you know, almost like a yin and yang. Nice, beautiful, excellent, good. So our home loves, you might want to write this down, are to re-listen one or more times to our elemental activation healing that we just experienced, and to immerse in your chosen element or elements. So how do you immerse? Well, we're going to brainstorm, heartstorm that together on our Facebook group. So that way we can include everybody who isn't here live. And the silver students can participate in the elemental explorations and immersions too. So when you think about it, it's really quite easy, right? It's like, tell me right now how you can immerse. You're going to get at least 2 or 3 ideas right now, and you're going to get more ideas over the coming week. What are some ways that you can immerse more with your element, that you can play more safely, of course, with your element or elements that you're immersing in this week? So I'm going to type some ideas about water, and I want you guys to type whatever 1 or 2 that you're focusing on. What are some ways that you're going to immerse? There's a few watery ideas. I'll give you guys a minute to think of your ideas for immersing. So Janet says morning physical energy exercises. And that's for fire, kind of for your chi, right? You're going to focus on your power center, your chi. Qigong is great for that. Tai Chi, heart bridges, you know, and you can also make up your own thing, right? But anything like that, that focuses your energy with movement, with visualizing the light and the fire, that's cool. Good. That's great. And he's going to go fire and water. Monica, you started a thing. You leader, you're always doing that. Joyce is gardening, barbecue. Nice. Breathing exercises, walks on the beach, swim in the ocean. Oh, you get to swim in the ocean. Yay, how fun. And B is going to do more candles during meditation and releasing. Excellent. Good. So high five, everybody. Let's give each other a high five. Woo! High five. Yay. Okay. Fantastic. That sounds great. Now, I'm going to let you vote. Do we want to take a stretch break? Do we want to go to a heart seat first? Which do you think? Daily fast walks. Right. Where you're pumping it. Yeah. Good idea.
Jan, I'm sorry, Sage. Jan just wrote back to me. I suggested that she log out, go directly to Zoom and type in the number for the Zoom meeting. She said, I rebooted again. I saw this, pressed on the icon on the desktop, typed in the meeting ID, keep getting a box meeting, host will let you in. I saw my picture before and I pushed join the meeting. That's where she's at.
Thank you, sweetie. I'm not sure what else I could do because I keep clicking to admit her and it keeps just saying joining ... So it's like there's something about her system that's not letting her in. What she could do is reload Zoom. So I'll type that into her thing here of maybe she can reinstall Zoom. And then let's go to a break because since that's sort of taking us into our heads, we'll take like a little 10-minute break. Is that good, guys? Just a little 10 minutes, okay? And if you want, you can use some of your 10 minutes to immerse with your element. Do something that feels elementy. Okay, and we'll come back. It's about 6 minutes too, so about 5 minutes after, we'll come back for a quick break. All right, excellent. And then I'll see if I can help Jan a little bit, and we'll see you in about 10. So have fun with your break.
I can't hear you, Sage.
Thank you. That does help to push the magic button. So we're going to do a channeling now. Yay! And then we're going to do some heart seats. More yay! Janet, I know Janet S is waiting for a heart seat, and maybe Joy. And who else was in the hopper for a heart seat today? We'll go with the flow. Jan will remind me. You guys will also remind me, and it's going to be perfect. So, all right. Let's see who we're going to hear from. I think it's Archangel Michael, but you never know. It could be more than one of our loving guides. So excited. Here we go. Hey, everybody, it's me, Archangel Michael. You know it, you love it. I'm here with you. I'm here within you. I'm here around you. And believe me, I'm working overtime right now, as are lots of your guides and archangels, ascended masters, ancestors, earth spirits. You've got a whole team assisting right now with your planet's rebirth. Yes, that's what's happening. Your planet is going through a rebirth. Now, sometimes there has to be a death before there's a rebirth. I know, D is one of those bad words like debt and divorce and disease and destruction and all those other nasty D words. Here's the real truth. Sometimes things need to be released before something new can come in. That is not at all to disparage or dispute or minimize the suffering of those who have the COVID-19 virus or any other related issues. And I do want to warn you guys that this is going to be going on for a while, because there's more than one virus. There will be a mutation or several mutations, and they may or may not scientifically be able to explain or understand everything. And sometimes the official stories that you hear are not really what's going on, or you're hearing a perspective of the truth. And there are other perspectives of the truth too. So here are my suggestions for you. That's a lot, right? That's okay. The planet's going through death and rebirth. How does it affect me and my loved ones? And what the heaven can I actually do about it, right? That's the question. What can you do about it? In some ways, not a whole lot. And in other ways, a whole lot. So bad news, good news, but it's really all ultimately good news. It'll be okay ultimately in the big picture, but it is a rough ride right now. And it's rougher for some than others, not only for health reasons, but because of their family members or their loved ones suffering, or for financial reasons, or for emotional and mental reasons, simply because they don't have as much resiliency to get through these times of change as other folks do. So that's part of the good news, is what can you do for your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual resiliency, so that you can be one of the folks who rides this out successfully and with as minimal amount of stress as possible. So I'm going to get to that in just a moment. But first, let me tell you what you can't do a whole lot about. You can't wave your magic wand and make the whole thing disappear, right? Right. You can't wave your magic wand and get all the governments and all the people in power to suddenly be nice and honest and have integrity and be completely forthcoming and play nicely with each other and be wise leaders. That would be great if you could do that. But that's not how it works, because that's not actually God's doing. That's man's doing, humanity's doing. Right? Jesus could no more stop the Crusades or the Spanish Inquisition or the witch hunt from happening than any of you can just be like, magic wand, no more virus, life back to normal. Okay? If Jesus couldn't stop those atrocities, you can't stop these things from happening. But what you can do is take better care of yourself. What you can do is limit the amount of time that you spend immersing in any thoughts that pull you down, that drag your chi down, or that stress you, as Sage would say, stress you the F out. I'm channeling Sage now instead of Sage channeling me. That's pretty funny. We have a double channeling going on. In truth, you have to be really careful about your stress level right now. Now, that's true for any human being, anytime, anywhere, but it's especially true at a time like this, when it feels like the rug is being pulled out from under you and all you know what is going on and people are screaming that the sky is falling and you really don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. You really don't. And you don't know what next month is going to bring or next year is going to bring or how long this is going to be going on. What I will tell you some clues right now, okay? The virus is going to be continuing to mutate and be a part of earthly existence and humanity's action scoreboard here of what humanity has to deal with. It's going to be on the plate, so to speak, for probably about another 12 to 18 months in an active way. Oh no, Michael, I can't live like this for another 12 to 18 months. Well, the good news is you don't really have to live exactly like this for the next 12 to 18 months, because depending on where you live, your governmental agencies will be exploring and experimenting with different amounts of opening things back up. Okay? But it's going to be like, open this up, but don't open this up. Open this up, but close it back down again. Okay? So it's not really going to be back to life as normal for another 12 to 18 months. And you need to also be aware. And I'm just telling you this in advance so you can kind of strap on your seatbelt, right, for the ride. When you know you're going to be on a bumpy road, you put the seatbelt on, right? Even in the Star Trek episodes, now they have seatbelts. Okay, so you need your seatbelt and you need to kind of hold on and go, okay, it's a bumpy ride. That's all it is. It's a bumpy ride. Even after things open up and the virus is kind of what you would consider to be a thing of the past, like, okay, the pandemic is behind us. Now we're on the other side of it. Things are still not going to be the way they were before. Because A, you're going to have a lot more people working from home. A lot of companies are going to find that it's advantageous for the company's bottom line, and it's advantageous for the workers to work from home. So that is going to be a societally wide change. There's going to be changes about real estate, pricing, supply and demand. That's going to be affected by this for actually several years. Depending upon the area, it might be better for sellers or better for buyers. And the way that realtors do business is going to change as well. Restaurants. A lot of restaurants are going to have gone out of business. You know that. You're already seeing that. A lot of mom and pop brick and mortar shops are going to have gone out of business. a lot of people who have a service-oriented business, either they will have gone out of business or they're going to hold on and reopen. But a message for a lot of people is you've got to go more online with your business. You have to find ways to have more income streams, multiple income streams. Repeat after me, multiple income streams. One more time, multiple income streams, okay? That's a big takeaway from this, because if you were relying on just one job or even one career, not a wise move, my friends. Okay, you don't have to be a total Renaissance man or Renaissance woman with like 7 different businesses, or Tim Ferriss who has like 75 businesses. You don't have to be that degree of diversified, but you need to have several income streams. I would recommend at least 5. So this is something to think about, right? How can I come up with 5 income streams? Now, they can be in a related line of work. Like, let's take a look at Sage as an example. She has Wisdom School. She has online courses that she doesn't have to put one-on-one time into, or even any live group time into, like Angelic Abundance Activator, Angelic Love Activator, and so forth, but that she still occasionally markets. She has a new thing every year or two. She gets inspired and we put the bees in her bonnet to start a new thing. So right now her new thing is the Mother Moon Healing. So she has an income stream from that. She has an income stream from private VIP one-on-one clients, right? She has an income stream from investments. And she's going to be adding more income streams of passive income with some of her online courses, with more of things like Facebook ads and more of a kind of an automated, just plug and play. It just goes and it goes. She puts a little bit of money in and more money comes to her. You know, she puts in $1 and $10 comes back to her. How many of you guys would like a machine where you put in $1 into this vending machine, and every time you put in $1, you get $10 back? Would you like to have a vending machine like that in your house? You do. It's called your computer. Okay? When you get clear enough about your mission and your gifts, you get empowered enough. You don't have to be 100%. No one's perfect as a human being, and all of you are perfect as human beings. You don't have to have everything healed, but you have to have enough clear, enough aligned, and you need to take enough of the right strategic, intuitively right for you at the right time actions in order to reach that kind of success. Okay? And reach out to whoever you need to for support with that. On the non-embodied level, that includes me, right? Archangel Michael, and your other guides too, whoever that may be for you. On the embodied level, there may be a human or several who is here to help you as a mentor, coach, a teacher, as an inspirer, right? Some of those people you pay, and there's an energy exchange, some of them you don't. Trust your intuition and listen to that voice of love. And I want you to move toward 5 streams of income. Okay? The closer you can get to that before the end of 2020, the better off you're going to be for the rest of the storms to come. Because the effect on the economy from all of this is going to be felt for about 20 years. I'm not kidding. Okay? Think about it. The Great Depression in the US, that affected things and people, and generationally, people's mindsets and their energy actually for more than one generation, right? How many of you have parents who lived through the Great Depression or shortly thereafter who were affected by it, right? Or grandparents, right? And those stories and those patterns trickle down to the parents and trickle down to you. Okay, So what you want to do is be very conscious as someone who's living through this crisis, and it is a crisis. Someone who's living through this crisis, you want to be one of those people who not only comes out of it doing fairly well to extremely well, not at the expense of others, but by living your truth, by shining your gifts, by being love in action. You want to come out of it personally A-okay. And you also want to be as peaceful as you can along the way. Now, to say that you enjoy the ride might be a little bit of an exaggeration, because some days you're not going to enjoy the ride that much. Some days you're just going to be holding on and going, thank God I have a seatbelt. Okay? And it's going to vary from minute to minute, and hour to hour, and day to day, and week to week. And it's okay to be sometimes in thank God I have a seatbelt mode. When that's happening for you, just go, okay, today's one of those days I'm going to just hang on, or it's one of those hours or minutes where I'm just like, wow. Okay, because you are an emotional, mental, physical, and spiritual being. Your spiritual self is fine with all of this. Am I right or am I right? Your spiritual self knows that everything happens for a reason, and knows that ultimately good is coming from this. Good is coming from this right now. Think about it. How is good coming from this right now? People are spending more time with their families. People are reinventing culture, economy, distribution of resources, lifestyles. Some of the old ways that weren't working needed to be shaken up so that they could be gotten rid of. You have an opportunity to redesign. If you think about it, if someone's house gets burned down and they have insurance money, thank God, right? They get to rebuild their house. And all those annoying little things about their house that burned down, they don't have to have those annoying little things anymore, right? That sink that didn't quite drain properly, that part of the hallway that was too narrow or too dark, the fact that there was no place to put their shoes, all these little things, they get to redesign that. Imagine if you had infinite money right now and you could redesign your home. You'd change a few things, wouldn't you? Well, that's what you're doing with planet Earth. Planet Earth is your house. It's kind of on fire right now. And you do have an insurance policy. Guess who your insurance policy is? God is your insurance policy, right? God is your insurance policy. You have an insurance policy. You need to file your claim. How do you file your claim? You file your claim with meditation, with prayer, with ceremony, with spiritual communities like this one, where you feel loved and supported and where you feel like you belong. You file your claim by asking and by claiming and knowing. Okay? So, yes, it's hard. Yes, it's weird. Yes, it's going to be okay. Got it? Got it? Okay. Yes, there's mysterious and very weird stuff going on behind closed doors. Some of it is not cool. Some of it is actually okay, surprisingly, because it's well-intended. But some of it's not well-intended. Are you ever going to really know all of what was going on behind those closed doors? No, you're not. You don't have control over that. Those who are making choices that are not for the highest good of humans and life on Earth, they will have their payments to make. Okay? Nothing escapes God. They will have their payments to make. Okay? Meanwhile, your job and your joy is to be love as much as you can. Be kind. And be an inspiration to others by being a success. One of the most important things you need to do for that is tend your energy and tend your thoughts. That's why Wisdom School and other programs that are at a high vibration, this is the only wonderful program in the world, are very, very important because anything that helps you tend your energy and tend your thoughts is a good thing, God thing. But who does the tending? Sage doesn't do the tending for you. It's your garden. You do the tending, right? You need weed. You need water. Sometimes you need to plant. And you also need to give things time. Give things time to grow. So there are things that you do. And then there's that kind of what Sage calls enjoying the void. Enjoying the void. Humans are not naturally very good at enjoying the void because you want answers and you want answers now, right? You want to know everything right now. But guess what? If you knew everything right now, your brain would explode. Your brain would explode. You don't need to know everything right now. What you need to know is your next step. And maybe about 5 steps out is nice sometimes, right? 5 streams of income, 5 steps out. And this is Archangel Michael signing out and signing off for today, but with you each and every day and in every way. So talk to me. I'm here and I love you and you're going to get through this. Bye for now. End of transmission. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's take a few moments to just let that settle. He had a lot to say. Tending your energy. Tell me what were your key things, your key takeaways there. Tending energy, tending thoughts. 5 streams of income, right? 5 streams of income. It's kind of like we're going through this, like, we're on a ship together, all of us. Sort of the feeling I have after hearing all that and feeling all that. We're on this ship and there's a certain amount of waves and we know that there's going to be calm, but there's also going to be more storms. So it's sort of like batten down the hatches, right? Enjoying the void. Oh, thank you. He's coming in. Carolyn is coming in again, or coming in. Good, I think we got everybody. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so welcome back to everybody. And anyone who missed it, you can hear the full channeling through the replay, which I will have as separate audio for that. So what was standing out for you? What we can control, what we can't control. Being love, finding our inner peace, and sometimes just holding on and being glad that we have the seatbelt. Being glad that we have the life insurance policy we have. It's a life insurance policy. It's an insurance policy for life, right? Which is our creator. Claiming. Okay, so put in your claim. You have your insurance. Put in your claim. Anything that you need to get help with, anything that you need to rebuild, you have access to that. So what is it that you would like to rebuild differently in your life? This is a really great journaling assignment for all of us. I'm going to write this down for Home Love. Is if we could rebuild our lives. So on the personal level, if I could rebuild my life, like I have a tabula rasa, I have a restart button, a reset button, right? What do I want to make different? What do I want to keep the same? What's already working great? What do I already love and enjoy? And what do I want different as I rebuild my life personally? And then the second level for this journaling assignment, for the rebuilding, is what do we want to rebuild in our world? Right? As a society, as a global level, this is our great reset button. This is a reset button, the likes of which hasn't been seen since World War II. Prior to that, the Great Depression, prior to that, World War I. These are times in history where there's a huge shake up, shake down, wake up, breakdown, right? So we're turning the breakdown into a wake up. So what do we want to rebuild in our world differently? And I am really, really excited, and Archangel Michael also is excited to hear your thoughts about that. So we're going to give you a due date for that. Like a real assignment, like school. Oh, you have an assignment with a due date. Yay. Okay. So our due date is going to be next Friday, next week, when we have our winging it. We're going to have a winging it session at 12 noon Pacific on our Facebook group, Wisdom School Facebook group. So we're going to have done some writing. We don't have to feel like it's perfect. We don't even have to feel like it's complete. We have to have a draft. Okay? And we'd like you to have a draft of both. So part A is personal rebuilding and part B is global rebuilding. Okay, give me a thumbs up if that makes sense and you're accepting your divine assignment. Excellent, excellent, thank you. Beautiful. All right. So I'm going to have a little sip of my tea of choice today, which is some kind of vanilla something or other tea, which is absolutely wonderful. Thank you, Archangel Michael. It kind of helps to have some clues, doesn't it? Because there's so much confusion out there, you know? And some people feel on one end of the spectrum, some people feel like things should be absolutely closed, completely closed, don't reopen anything, everybody needs to wear masks, everybody needs to protect all the time until we get through this. Protect, stay safe, no opening, boom. And on the other side, on the other extreme end, people are like, why do we even have to do this? Like, you know, we just need to let the virus run its course, like it's government control, and I want to live my life, and the damage to the economy and people's emotions is way worse than the damage of the virus. Like, just like freaking open it up already, right? And then there's people like myself who are kind of in the middle, and from minute to minute, I might be more here, I might be more there. But I personally feel like we need to start opening some things up. So it was good to hear from Archangel Michael that is kind of how it's going to be going. But there might be like opening and then closing again, you know, because once the virus counts get to a certain number, and this is going to be by state and country by country, varies depending where we live, right? But once it gets up to a certain number and they're like, you know, the hospitals are about to be overwhelmed and they're going to start closing things down again. So we have to prepare ourselves that it's going to be like this kind of opening, closing for a little while, you know, for maybe a year or 18 months. So it's crazy, but we have our seatbelt, we have our life insurance policy, we have each other, we're going to tend our energy, we're going to tend our thoughts, we're going to stay as positive and healthy as we possibly can. We're going to get our 5 streams of income. Am I right? And we can do this. We absolutely have this. We can absolutely do this. We got it. Yes, there's a vision statement in the files of Silver Curriculum. Can you use that and redo that module? Sure, that's one way you can do it. Great question, Jan. There is a vision statement there for those who would like a template to something to sort of prod you along. Right. Yeah, and too many conspiracy theories, right? It's like, enough already. You know, even if some of them are true, which we're never really even going to know for sure, which is what Archangel Michael is telling us, you know, it's like Watergate or 9/11, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, okay, we know that shit's been happening, you know, but even if some of it's true, like, what can we do about it? There's not going to be criminal charges for, you know, Bill Gates and all these people. It's not going to happen, you know? So it's like, okay, what can we do? Tend our energy. We tend our thoughts. We connect with our communities. We stay spiritual and positive and loving, and we enjoy the moment, and we take care of our health, right? And we take care of our wealth, because, you know, it's going to be a lot of people who lose a lot financially and health-wise. There's going to be, you know, more people hard hit, and we don't want us or our loved ones to be the ones who are hard hit. We can pray for the whole world. we can do the best we can. We can do Reiki and visualize and, you know, all that good stuff. But the fact is we're going through a death and rebirth. We are. It's going to be kind of rough for a while. And I want all of you and all of us to come out feeling good. And to feel good as much as we can along the way. So I'm glad that we're here. And I'm grateful to be here with you. Please reach out to us anytime. We're here for each other. Okay? If you have a hard day, just, you know, you can message and be like, guys, I'm having a hard day. Can you guys pray for me? Can you guys send me some Reiki? Or remind me of the good stuff again? You know, give me a nudge. Like, what is it that I'm supposed to focus on and be grateful right now? You know, and we, you know, we can nudge you like, hey, go dance for 5 minutes. Go look at the flowers, right? Go listen to a meditation or channeling, right? And, you know, it'd be a great thing too to maybe make a list for yourself. We've been doing this in some of our other sessions. Like, this is my list on my desk of like a handful of things, not an insane long number of things, just a small number, like 3 or 4 or 5 things that are like okay, if I feel off, I can look at this list, I can look at this card, and I can remind myself to do something to tend my energy and tend my thoughts. So mine says, this is my card, my little card. And it says, daily walks and talks with God. That's item number 1 on mine. Yours might be a little different, but you're welcome to borrow any of these. Daily walks and talks with God. Number 2 says, nature nurtures. Number 3 says, presence. Ask, grace is here, allow it, dive deep into the moment. Water equals bliss. And that's before I even chose water as my elemental immersion this week. Water equals bliss. Laughter equals medicine. Dancing equals freedom. And I'll put that up in case you want to take a screenshot of it. I'll hold it up for you for a few moments. You're welcome to take a screenshot of that. Actually, let me put the view more on me so you can see it. There you go. Feel free to take a screenshot. That's Sage's personal sanity saver vibe raiser reminder card. And it's just a small number of things, right? It's a walk and talk with God, nature, laughter, water, dancing. And you know what? It helps. It really does. It really helps. So make yourself a little kind of love card, or you call it whatever you like. What do you want to call it? Your vibe raisers. It's kind of cute. Your little vibe raiser cards. Practical. Thank you, Jan. Exactly. We love to be practical here as well as spiritual. So it's not just the lofty and celestial, theoretical, but it's like, how do we bring this into our lives here, our actual lives as human beings with bodies and homes and bills to pay and people to take care of and, you know, work to do. And this is it. This is life, you know. And Annie says, I've been pretty good about recharging my energy and taking care of myself, but not so good at moving forward with my right livelihood. Okay. And that's great that you're being honest with yourself, right? So you're like, okay, here's where I'm doing pretty well. Pat self on back, give self a hug, give self a high five. And here's where I haven't been moving forward. Kick self in the butt and smack your butt. I'm gonna move forward. So how do I move forward? So one way to move forward on something that you're stuck with is ask God, ask your angels in intuition, in journaling. You can use pendulum, kinesiology, or just sit and ask, you know, especially Mondays, but it could be any day because Mondays are message from Michael, mission from Michael. But any day, anytime, and ask, what do I need to do to get unstuck, right? Usually when someone is kind of stuck or slow going, or 2 steps forward, 1 or 2 steps behind, on any aspect of life, usually that means there's some combination of things going on. 1, there's fear running the show, right? So you have to shift that fear to love. Number 2, you might need actual information like strategies and clarity. So clarity and information. And number 3 is you might need healing and alignment, like something is actually blocking, energetically. And that could be chakras and ancestral and stuff from this lifetime and beliefs and all kinds of things like that. So transmuting the fear into love, getting the clarity and the information you need, and knowing what strategies to do. And sometimes that requires support. And getting the healing alignment. And sometimes that requires support. Now, some of those things you can do for yourself some at a time, right? But if you're not doing the things for yourself, or you're not sure how to do it for yourself, or you're doing it for yourself but it's not moving you forward, that's when you know, okay, boy, I need to get some support, because I'm doing what I can for myself and I'm not moving forward, or I'm not even using the tools that I should be using for myself. Why am I not using the tools, right? So in any of those cases, you go, okay, time to bring in some help. And I'm happy to help anyone in any way that resonates for you. Feel free to message me, email me if you ever want to get more support or just find out what's possible. And if it's not me, if it's something outside of my skill zone, I'm happy to refer you. Sometimes I have other resources too. First chakra and mother wound stuff. Okay, so great question. Is that Nikki? Yay! So here's where you go to take the mother wound quiz. motherwoundhealing.com/quiz. And that is a free, it's like 40 questions or something. It's long, it's comprehensive. Allow yourself a good half an hour to do that. And it really helps you dive pretty deeply into identifying to what degree you have a mother wound and which types, and the severity of it, if it's mild, moderate, or severe. And then for anyone, let me grab you my link for anyone who does feel like they have a moderate to severe. You probably don't need to do the Mother Wound Healing Intensive, either the group or one-on-one program with me. If you have a mild, if it turns out your score is mild, or if you intuitively just feel like you don't need it, then you don't need it. But if you get a moderate to high score, one woman the other day got a 40, which is insanely high, like higher than 20 is considered severe and high. But wherever you see, take the quiz, kind of see where that resonates for you. And if you want to talk to me about exploring possibly being part of that Mother Wound Healing Intensive, this is where you go. You can also just message me, but there is a little application to fill out. And then I'm scheduling those free consultations. There's no cost to just explore it and talk to me about it and feel into it together and get the details. We can totally do that. We have probably no more than 8 to 15 women will be in the Mother Wound Healing Intensive. It starts mid-June, but there are some wonderful resources people are getting right away who are enrolling now. And I wouldn't wait until June if you're interested in it, because the spots are probably going to be filled by the end of May, is my guess. Maybe soon. I had 2 people sign up yesterday. 2 in one day. It's pretty cool. Beautiful, beautiful people. Beautiful, beautiful people. And then there's a different quiz for first chakra somewhere, which I don't know where to find out, but I can see if I can come up with that. First chakra resources wise, there's a lot of resources for you in the silver for first chakra healing resources. Go to Silver Wisdom School module 11. So there's a lot about chakras in there, and we're still in our first chakra focus. And we're adding in elemental this week, which is really exciting. Cool. So let me know if you had any other questions about any of that. Cool. Okay, great. I think we're ready for HEARTSEATS, right, guys? Who's ready for a HEARTSEAT? So Jan, you can remind me who is officially on the list for HEARTSEATs. And sometimes we do HEARTSEATs with people who aren't officially on the list instead or in addition. So it's great to be here live and just be a squeaky wheel and a squawky bird. Like a pick me if you would like that today. And of course, we don't have a HEARTSEAT for the same person every month because we want to be fair and rotate. And we thank our Jan for helping us with that. So who is first in HEARTSEAT land? So Niki would like a HEARTSEAT. Joy would like a HEARTSEAT. Janet S will, but in a little bit. That's who I have so far. Sounds good. Okay. So who wants to go first, Niki or Joy? Does anyone have a time crunch or feel like, oh my God, I'm jumping in the seat now, boom.
I'm happy to wait. Joy, please go ahead.
Okay, Niki says she can wait. Thank you. Joy, do you want to go first? Okay, and Niki, don't go away because we promise we'll get to you. And I know you don't always get to come to all of them live because of the time, because
That's
you're
okay.
over in beautiful England. Yay! So Joy, we're gonna get to you first, then we'll come to Niki, and then we'll probably get to Janet. All right. Okay, my dear. Are we going to work on the issue with your son, or is there something else, or do you want to see?
I just found the mother wound quiz. I was digging through my paperwork.
Yeah.
I'm thinking I need something else.
I feel like you need to be in the mother wound healing intensive, or really honestly do. And I don't say that to everybody, but I totally feel your energy there already. I'm like, oh,
well, you know, I mean, who's not going to be gutted when your son says, you know, when are you going to get the picture, get the hell out of my life? But I can't allow him and his hurt and pain to continue to drive me. And,
exactly.
You know, we've been dealing with this for so long that
a long time. Exactly.
Yeah. So I'm at the point where I want to move my own personal business and my own personal life along.
Good. So let's focus on that with the HEARTSEAT of moving forward, health and wealth, and business expansion, your next steps, and that kind of thing.
Yeah, there seems to be blocks when it comes to, you know, running my new business, and that I've been frustrated because I've done all the training, I know what I need to do with it, and then it's just like not happening, you know.
Right.
So some clearing, or I'm just getting that there's something blocking and I don't know what it is.
Right. Okay, good. We'll jump in on that. And so one question I had for you, sweetheart, with the stuff that you know you need to do to build your business, when you say it's not happening, is it, which of these factors is showing up? Because there are slightly different blocks. Is it that it feels overwhelming and so you don't really do it? Is it that you do something some of the time, but maybe it's too spread out, or you don't do things long enough or big enough, so you're not really seeing results? Like you're taking some steps, but you're not really seeing results. Or is it that you're not sure what to do, or you're not in alignment with the things that your company is telling you to do? Like you don't feel like doing it. Like which of these things kind of stand out?
Yeah, I think my big issue is the pull between my energy healing spiritual work, and there's not really a conflict with, you know, the business, the health and wellness. I just haven't quite figured out how to brand myself to pull it all together, to just kick it into gear.
Right. Excellent. Some big questions about branding, who you serve, how to put it all together, how to put it out there to the world.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, I want to present myself and what I do in a real loving, healthy way. And yeah, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, there's a lot of blocks with that.
Great. So let's help you unblock and
Okay.
alignment. We'll do as much as we can in 15, 20 minutes that we have here. So,
Okay.
yeah. So when you feel into health and wellness as your overall niche, so to speak, and you know that you're passionate about it because of your own journey,
Right.
and you know that you want to help people, what we're going to do right now with Archangels Raphael and Michael is they have a sort of digging tool, and they're digging underneath the surface of that, because the surface of that, what we just said, it makes total sense. I want to help people with health and wellness. I've been on a journey. I've come through so much. I have tools that I believe in. I want to help them, but we're going to dig underneath that. So when we dig underneath that, dig, we come to the but. The part of you that goes, yeah, but. And tell me about that, yeah, but.
I think it's the fear of being locked up physically in the past with the disability. The fear comes up that I might not be able to follow through or be accountable and consistent to others.
Because you're afraid that your health might go the wrong way again.
Yeah, maybe that's, yeah.
And then is some part of you afraid that if your health goes the wrong way, not only would you not be able to fulfill your obligations and keep maintaining this business that you built up to a certain size at that point, but would you feel perhaps not aligned with, yes, I can help you with your health and wealth, but I have
Look at me, yeah.
But look at me, like I'm not really like super healthy and wealthy. You know, I have a certain health and wealth that's better than where I was. Right. Yes, but am I really successful enough to claim that I'm like a guru on this? Am I really like good enough? Right. So we dig under there. We hit something like that. So now we're gonna take a look with another tool. And this is actually the goddess Isis is coming with this other tool. And it's a sacred mirror. And she also has kind of a spotlight, so she can turn the light brighter on the mirror to help you look at it. And these are all parts of your truth, right? Nothing is right, nothing is wrong. It's just parts of self, parts of truth. So what the goddess is helping you look at is, to what degree are you healthier and feeling more well? How do you feel more healthy and more well than 3 years ago?
Oh my gosh, 90%. Yeah, it's huge.
And are there people, Joy, who are struggling with the kinds of problems that you had 3 years ago?
Yes.
If you were to look at yourself 3 years ago, 2017 Joy, looking at 2020 Joy, would you see yourself as an inspiration and a success?
Absolutely. Yes.
Because there's a journey and you've gone from here to here.
Right.
Now, are you ever going to be one of those 20-year-old Instagram model yoga teachers, you know, with like her leg up here and she's like on the beach in Cancun, you know, in her little skinny bikini? Like, do you have to be her to be a health and wellness teacher and coach? Do you have to be her? No, you know what? she probably hasn't really been through all the stuff that you've been through.
Right.
Bikini Buffy.
Right.
We're going to call her Bikini Buffy. So Bikini Buffy is like 22 years old. And her Instagram account is all pictures of her in all these fabulous yoga poses and wonderful fashionista outfits. And she's presenting herself as a health and wellness coach. And she has a successful business doing that. The people that she serves are attracted to her stuff because they're like 20-year-olds and 25-year-olds and 30-year-olds, maybe 35-year-olds. The people who need your stuff are a totally different market, right? Their demographic, their age, their health condition. They have disabilities. They have conditions. They're going through menopause, or they're on the other side of menopause. They're recovering from cancer. They have arthritis. They have, what were the things that you've recovered from? Cancer, right?
Yeah. And the several autoimmune issues. Yeah.
Exactly. Immune, autoimmune. They are right in the thick of that shit.
Yeah.
Right in the thick of it. And everyone's telling them something different, and their doctors don't totally understand them, and they haven't ordered the right freaking tests, and they're trying all these supplements, and they're too exhausted to really do a whole lot of what people are telling them to do. So what they need is something that's going to help them start to feel better right away, even if it's just a little bit better. It's a positive spiral, right? And they need someone who's going to kind of hold their hand and show them to the resources and give them the pep talks and help them believe that it's possible for them to actually still feel better, and to help them really believe that they can be more functional, that they can have more energy, that they can wake up and feel pretty good. And then one day they can wake up and feel good. And then one day they have a day where they go, wow, I'm actually healthy today. You know, I can hike, I can dance, I can take care of my children, my grandchildren. I'm going to sleep at a reasonable hour. I'm waking up feeling refreshed. I'm taking care of myself. And I'm like living my life. I'm living my life like a normal person, right? And for someone in that stage to live their life as a normal person is a freaking miracle.
Right.
And I've been there because I have a bunch of disabilities like that too. And every day that I'm like, wow, I get to work today, I get to travel, or I get to be with my family. You know, it's like it's a healthy day or a healthy enough day.
Right.
I'm not bikini buff. I don't think any of us are going to be bikini buffy, right? But you give me joy. If you could talk to your 3 years ago self or your 5 years ago self, what would you tell her?
It's not always going to be like this. It can change. Yeah. And I do recall not believing that myself. So, you know, I know that we deal with a lot of people who are, when they're that sick, it's just hard to actually give them hope, you know? And I've been there. I understand that.
What would it have taken for you a few years ago, in the midst of all of it, in the worst phases of it for a period of years, what would it have taken for you to start back on that positive spiral, for you to believe it? If you could have met yourself now, like, or someone who serves that role that you're going to serve for other people, if you could have met a Joy 2020 and she could have shown you a few tips, taught you a few things, encouraged you, inspired you, mentored you, coaxed and coached you along, what would that have been like? These are things for you. You don't have to answer all these questions now, but these are things for you to journal about and feel it and continue to feel into it, meditate and pray on. Because that language of how you would speak to her, that's your language for what you put on your website. That's your branding.
Okay. Okay, my second fear is, it's a frustrating one because it's like what all of us are dealing with right now. I'm so sensitive. I mean, I can wake up and it's the doom and gloom of the world is on me because I'm feeling all the collective consciousness,
Mhm.
and I have to catch myself with it. So that takes work. I mean, that takes a lot of work,
Mhm.
you know, as far as picking up the phone, calling someone and talking to them about helping them when you're in a state like this, when you're so sensitive.
Right. So this
So,
question of how do you prevent other people's fears and the doom and gloom and all that negativity that's out there nowadays, and sometimes even in our own homes, communities, relationships, how do we as light workers, as healers, and even as empaths, how
right,
do we continue to care but not let it drag us down,
exactly.
not pull our vibe down? So I'm gonna tune in here with the Divine Mother. She's gonna give you some tips on that. And then we're gonna point you towards some specific resources that we do already have for you in Wisdom School
Okay.
that are exactly about this, because it's a great question and it's a very common problem.
Okay.
And it's a real thing. You
It
know,
is huge.
that
It's
is a
huge.
really huge thing, because when we feel blah or weighed down, we don't feel motivated, and we don't even really want to deal with other people. We're just like, I just want to go to my bed. I want to curl up on my couch. I want to watch a freaking sitcom. I want to
Yeah.
sleep or like hide, and it can be
Mhm.
depressing. It's stressful and it's depressing, and it's not the vibe we want to be in. So the
No.
Divine Mother has two answers for you. Okay. And she's going to speak kind of through me. That's how she wants to do it now. So it's Sage plus Divine Mother. So first, there's prevention. Second, there's cleansing, like clearing the stuff out if it did get into our aura. Prevention is shielding, right? There's shielding, protection. There's cleansing, clearing. And then there's filling and vibrating. And number 4 is do as if. All right, so we're going to talk more about those 4. This is a 4-part solution to how we stay positive and motivated in this time, especially if we're empathic and energetically and emotionally sensitive. Okay, so first thing, prevention and shielding. So this needs to be built in to our daily energy tending practice. And part of it is also about minimizing how much time we're on social media and which things we're looking at on social media, especially videos.
Yeah.
Fewer videos. And this is for you and also for everybody. So some of this might resonate for you. You're like, oh yeah, some of it you might be like, yeah, I'm already doing pretty well on that. A lot of the videos, when you're watching a video, you are more in the experience than, say, just reading words, right? You know this. So we have to be very discerning about what videos we watch, even more than about what we read. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Because of the immersion factor. So part of it is being more discerning in that sense. And then on the energetic level, I do Shields Up Captain, right? Shields Up Captain, Golden Aura Egg Bubble with Archangel Michael. You can also, if you resonate with Jesus, as I know many of us do, maybe not everybody who's hearing this, but many of us do, you can wear a cross, you can cross yourself, ask for Jesus's help, ask for Archangel Michael's help. So they help with prevention, shielding, and then there's the discernment. So that's part one. And this is such a great question. I'm so glad you asked this. Part two is cleansing and clearing. So that's like, okay, wait, maybe some negative shit actually already got into my aura, you know, or my thoughts, or I'm noticing that I'm going, I'm all worried and fearful, whatever. Like you're like, the damage has already been done. Now what do I do? And how do I clear this out? Right? So what great techniques for that, again, working with the aura bubble, working with Archangel Michael, working with Jesus and your whole divine team. But there's a few other quick tips that are great. When you take a shower, letting that water cleanse all your chakras and cleanse your entire aura, all the way out to the outer edges of your aura. Because as you're feeling this, it helps you visualize it. And as we visualize and believe, so we make it so. Okay. So you have this light that's coming in with the water. And the water is kind of sparkly, shiny, right? So we have this water kind of flowing in. Visualize it coming in with divine light imbued into the water into the top of your 8th chakra, about this high, a little bit above your head. 8th chakra is flowing in, and it's cleansing and washing you clean inside and out. So I call that the Chakra Shower Cleanse.
Okay.
So that's one technique. Another thing that's great for cleansing and clearing is touching the earth. Bare feet on the earth. One of the quickest things you can do to clear your aura. Just get out there, even if it's 1 minute. I swear to you, 1 minute can make a difference. If you have 5 minutes, even better.
Okay.
If you're talking on the phone to someone, you can even do it while you're talking on the phone, while you're multitasking. It's just the fact that your feet are bare on the earth.
Okay.
So you can do it multitasking, or you can do it like focusing, okay, I'm running my tree of life, I'm setting down my grounding cord, I'm setting out my roots. You know, you can do like a whole kind of grounding visualization and energy work with it. But I swear to you, even if you're like on the phone with someone or talking to someone else, or, you know, on your laptop, whatever, just take your shoes off, take your socks off. And concrete doesn't seem to work quite as well. You know, actually go for grass or earth. Okay, so bare feet, great cleanse. And then we have a whole bunch of other techniques about this in module 10 in silver. So this will be a little spotlight for you to go back to module 10. There might be some things that you haven't seen yet, or some things that you need to look at again. And sometimes when we look at something once, we get certain things from it, and then we look at it again, and now certain other things pop out, right? Or we just need to remind ourselves and refresh. So that's home love for you, for Joy, and for everybody who needs more help with cleansing and clearing, and also with prevention and shielding. I'm going to be putting a new to most of you video, which is great for prevention and shielding and cleansing and clearing. And it's called an exorcism. It works with Christ light energy. You don't have to be Christian. If you don't want to do it with Christ light, you can reword it. But I can tell you that the way it was taught to me, I was told it was a 400-year-old healing technique from a mystery school. That's 400 years old. It's very powerful, and it really works to get the junk and gunk out, even in extreme cases. It's even been known to clear out like entities and really nasty stuff. So that's a technique that is being gifted to all of you as part of Wisdom School. Yay!
Oh,
So
cool.
that's taking care of number 1 and number 2. Number 3, filling and vibrating. So you do know lots of great ways for filling and vibrating. Reiki, nature, dancing, laughter, this whole card, this everything here. We have our 17 techniques in, I think it's also in module 10 or 11. Modules 10 or 11 in silver is where you'll find a lot of this stuff. And you might remember for a while in the guidathons where we were going through like 5 or 6 things each time. And we had this list of 17 ways to keep your energy positive and energized.
Yeah.
And so those are things, a lot of those are filling and vibrating. So that's technique number 3. Now, technique number 4, do as if. So let's say you have a day where you wake up and you're like, oh my God, I have 5 phone calls to follow up on these people, and I don't feel like it. Well, the first thing I would do is go to your preventive, go to your cleansing and clearing, go to your filling and vibe raising. And if you don't feel like doing those, or you forget to do them, or you did them and they didn't help, you can do as if. And do as if is where you mentally trick yourself and you're like, you know what, I feel like crap, and it's also true that I really want to build my business. And it's also true that I really want to help people. And it's also true that I have these people expecting me to show up for them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compartmentalize the crappy feeling. And I'm just going to, you know what, crappy feeling, I'm just going to put you over here and I'm going to make my 5 phone calls and I'm going to show up and I'm going to do my work anyway. And then later, I'm going to revisit that and take a look at that stuff. And you know what? Later, you won't even need to revisit and look at that stuff because you won't feel crappy anymore. It's great because you're going to do your work and you're going to show up. You know, how many of you guys have ever been through like a really intense period in your life, whether it was like a divorce or moving or problems with family members, but you had work that was stable, right? And didn't it feel like work saved your ass, right? Didn't it feel like that was the one thing in your life that was freaking stable and you were like, okay, I'm showing up, I'm doing my work. I cannot be a mess in front of all these other people. I just can't, right? I can't. Right. So I'm going to compartmentalize that emotional part of me and I'm going to do my work. And you actually feel better. Your work actually can make you feel better because it helps you stabilize and helps you get out of the overreactivity. And you feel better because, you know, you made a difference. You did something good for somebody. You were able to check some boxes off your to-do list, which feels satisfying. And then later you might go, oh, I did it. Even though I felt terrible, I made myself show up and do as if. And now I actually don't feel terrible anymore. Now I maybe still feel whatever, but I feel better. And I did it anyway. And then you feel proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Right?
I had 2 days, the first part of this week, that I was frozen. I mean, I was frozen. So I just gave into it. I just went and listened to meditations. I found a funny movie. I didn't get dressed. I just curled up and I thought, you can't do this all the time, you know. But I had been inundated with all the fear of the COVID, all the fear of, you know, people being ill and never getting better and losing their jobs and, you know, all the political BS and all of the conspiracy theories. And I've just been like, I know what I believe. Yes, I want to help you, but I don't want to listen to this shit.
Right.
I don't want to talk about this. I don't want to do this.
You want to think about it, but I just don't want it. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I'm the kind of person that I want to be there and I want to say, I get you. I understand. And I'm so much better about my boundaries than what I used to. Mm-hmm. But it kind of scared me for, you know, the couple of days that I shut the phone off. It was like if somebody had needed me, they weren't going to get a hold of me because I was dysfunctional. Mm-hmm. So that's scary, you know, when you can't snap out of it.
Right. So here's the thing. It's a big picture to really have all these different aspects built into your life. And there's a lot of intense negativity out there right now, and especially on social media. And this is why Archangel Michael told us over and over, and we are telling you now with the Divine Mother now too, the discernment on the social media, not only about how much time you spend on it, but where you actually hang out, who you communicate with, what you watch, what you read, and how drawn into it you get. You know, right? Because a lot of these people are really well-meaning, and they're people that we care about, that we might even love or respect, and they believe in whatever it is that they're wanting us to look at and to be aware of. You know, it's like, you have to see this, you have to be aware of the truth. And they really, really mean well. And we appreciate that. So and sometimes maybe some of it we do need to watch or listen to, right? We have to use our discernment about that. But I want you to all take the moment first, instead of immediately responding like, oh, wow, I have to watch this, or they're telling me this thing, I have to go look at this article. You know, people are like, you have to see this. This is a must see. This is a must watch, must read. Everyone needs this information. That's how intense they feel. They feel that intensely about it. That doesn't mean we have to feel that intensely about it. We can take a moment and we can go, okay, that's someone else's intensity.
Yeah.
That's not my intensity. That's someone else is feeling really intense and they're really wanting me to do this. But I am going to center myself and I'm going to go, okay, what's for my highest good right now? Is it for my highest good? Including my energy and my thoughts, is it for my highest good to look at this thing or read this thing or get involved in this conversation or comment, you know, where I'm talking about this thing and that thing, the COVID and it's all these comments and things. Is it for my highest good to do that right now? Is it for my highest good to maybe do it later, but not now? Because right now I'm getting work done, or right now I'm taking care of myself, or right now I'm hungry and I need to go eat lunch and I need to get my ass out of my chair and stop being on Facebook. You know, is it for my highest good to do it at all? If you get this, then is it the highest good for me to do it now or later?
Right.
If it's a no, then we politely respond and we say, I really appreciate, you know, your compassion about this, and thank you for thinking me, but, you know, but I really have a very limited amount of time on social media and I'm being very discerning, so I'm probably not going to watch this, and no offense, but it's just not where I need to put my focus right now. And I'm sending you lots of blessings, and I hope that you're safe and feeling good. And, you know, we give them a polite little loving response. We let them know. I personally have hard-ass, really strict boundaries about the videos. I'm kind of over here on the spectrum. Like 99% of the videos people send me, I will not watch. I will not watch them because I cannot do this work with all of you if I watch those videos. Yeah. And I cannot fulfill my mission and my purpose if I do that. I can't, because it'll pull my energy down. And then I feel disheartened and disempowered and disillusioned and frustrated as fuck and sad and angry and all this other shit. And that doesn't help. I cannot do my work if I were to watch even half of those videos that people are sending me. So 99% of the time, someone sends me a COVID related video or any kind of negative thing. And this is now even more the case with all this COVID stuff. But even this was true about other things like elections and, you know what I mean? People get
all
into
of it.
all this stuff. They're like, oh, well, you know. But I will say to people very politely, please don't send me videos on Messenger. Like that's basically my response at this point. Don't send me videos on Messenger. Just don't send me. You know?
Yeah, your boundaries are really good with that. And it is, I mean, it's a good example, Sage. And yesterday I was able to.
You don't have to be that discerning and that strict about it. Maybe you have a little bit more fluidity. And
well, I have an affiliate who, she's sweet as can be, but she's just really pushing all the shit about the vaccinations and the, you know, the nanotechnology, taking the sign of the beast. I get it. You know, I told her, I said, I love you. I understand your fear, but I'm not going to go there. I'm listening to a spiritual, and I sent her the link to it, and it was a meditation. And I said, you know, I can't do this today.
Exactly.
You know, and I hope that, you know, this will help lift your fears, because I'm not going to take the damn vaccination. You know, I have that voice.
But I don't need to watch 25 more videos telling me how horrible the vaccinations are, and they're going to microchip us, and Bill Gates and 5G, and I don't need to watch all that stuff. I've already made the decision, and I don't really need any more data, and I don't need to waste my time. Now, if someone is still making their decision about that, or they're not even thinking about that, you know, maybe they do need to see some of that stuff. But they probably don't need to see as much of this stuff as being bombarded into their messenger box. You know, everyone's getting like 5 or 10 or 20 freaking videos a day. If we try to watch all that shit It just pulls us down.
Oh, you just can't do it. You just can't.
You have to be
It's-
discerning.
Yeah. Yeah.
So prevention and shielding, cleansing and clearing. And you're doing pretty well sometimes with some of those. So give yourself credit for that. And there's probably another level that you can get to with those. Filling and vibrating, doing as if. And then number 5, which you pointed out, which is correct, and I appreciate your wisdom in pointing that out, is sometimes you do need to not work and not show up and not do as if. And sometimes, and this doesn't happen to me as often as it used to because I am so good at all those other stuffs, right? But it used to happen more often, even as a spiritual teacher, even like a few years ago, where sometimes I would wake up and I would go, oh man, no, I just can't show up for a healing session for Joy today. As much as I love her, as much as the fact that she's been looking forward to it for 2 months, as much as the fact that she's already paid me and we have this relationship, I am not in a condition to do it today.
Right.
Occasionally I will have to reschedule, and sometimes that's a physical health or sometimes it's a mental and emotional health. And especially as healers, teachers, coaches, doing the kind of sacred work that we're doing, the more intimate and energetically involved the work is that we're doing, the more we have to be in alignment with it. But now I'm grateful because like 99% of the time, there isn't any mental health days, emotional health, energetic health. I don't need those anymore because I'm doing the prevention, I'm doing the boundaries, I'm doing the clearing, I'm doing the filling. And so 99% of the time, I can just show up, and there's maybe it's 95% of the time I'm showing up and it's blah, blah, blah. And there's a 5% of the time I'm doing as if, but I feel better afterward anyway. I'm like, okay, I can do as if. By the end, I'm good. Like I was healed in the process, especially when doing healing work or any kind of work that we love. We're uplifted. We are uplifted because it brings us joy, right? But if you do occasionally still need a mental or emotional and energetic reset day, here's our suggestion on this, and then we're going to wrap up our heart seat. The suggestion is to try to pay closer attention before it gets to that point, you know, like maybe the day before, if you're like, I'm starting to feel kind of off and I'm cranky and I don't really feel like being there for anybody else. I don't really feel like talking to people. I just don't feel like talking to people. I just feel like I need to have some space and some time for me and spirit, you know. Usually there's a little bit of a clue the day before, you know, or even 2 or 3 days before, you know what I mean? Because it's sort of a gradual, gradual thing. To notice when you're in that kind of like, oh, wow. So instead of having to take 2 whole days off in a row, you might be able to take off like half a day, you know, and go, okay, I'm going to give myself the whole morning on Wednesday. And I'm just going to clear the decks. I'm going to give my whole morning, or I'm going to give myself an early day and be done, you know, be done earlier. And I'm going to be like, wow, this is my vacation day. You know, this is my self-love day. And totally clear the decks. No social network, no phone calls, no emails. Try as much as possible. Freaking unplug your phone or just put it in another room and don't even think about it. And just give yourself like a retreat, you know. And sometimes even a 2 or 3 or 4 hour little retreat like that can be enough that you then don't have to have a whole day or 2 days or, you know, a week or whatever. So
How do you
nipping it in the bud, you know?
how do you check in, Sage, and decide or know whether you've got some kind of negative karmic attachment or something, or it's your own stuff?
Okay. So we would need to do a reading for that. And we're kind of a little bit out of time for heart seat wise, because we want to make sure we get to Niki, who's been patient, and Janet, who's also been patient. You would like a reading at the next Guidathon or the one after that, or whatever's in the flow, or you want a private reading, you have to wait a month or 2 or 3. Out to me. And I also do want to really encourage you to email me or message me your score on the Mother Wound quiz.
Okay.
And we'll follow up about that in case that might be helpful for you.
Okay.
It's hard to read that for ourselves. There's a lot of things we can do for ourselves, you know? And we talk about that all the time here, of how many things we can do for ourselves, right? And for reading our own energy and like really determining, like, is there something invading my space? Is that someone else's energy? Is it an entity? Is it my, you know, ex-husband? Is it my next door neighbor? You know, or my kid, or is it something that I picked up from, you know, the supermarket or just
Right.
online or whatever. I mean, energy has no limitations. Energy can move any which way. So it is a little hard to read our own energy. So maybe we'll get to that another time.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So you have a big bunch of stuff to process and home love, and circle back and let us know how you do with all that.
Okay.
Yeah, and keep the positivity. And I hope that this was really helpful, because there's a lot that we really do need to master these skills. If we're pretty good at these skills, then we're going to feel pretty good. But if we get really good at these skills, we're going to feel really good.
Well, I really tried and used most of the tools that you're talking about. And what came through for me the second day was that I actually am channeling. And so to sit down and just journal, and it was like a sign that you needed to be still and quiet, because this is what you need to hear. And so I did that and started journaling. And that's when I got, this is the collective. That's what you're picking up on. This is not my personal stuff. So it's working.
Good. And I would assume that nowadays, pretty much everybody has to do all of those, the prevention, the clearing, the filling, the doing as if, and sometimes some breaks for, you know, just really giving ourselves self and spirit time on a regular basis, you know, preventatively as well as curatively. We pretty much all need to do that. And if we think that we're being negatively impacted by other people's energies, then we can assume that's correct, that we're being, that, you know, that's the case. So the good news is we can shift it in an instant, and we can also shift it with regular consistency with these things, and just noticing in the moment, like, okay, how's my energy right now? How are my thoughts? How are my emotions? How's my body? What do I need, you know? And I find the journaling invaluable, because if I don't write it down, I'm not going to remember.
Yeah.
You know, I might have all kinds of cool inspirations, but if I don't write it down, where does it go?
Yeah. True. Very true. Yeah.
Yeah. So doing that intuitive journaling with yourself and with your guides and with your body is awesome.
Okay. Good. Good. Good.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Glad we could be here today, and I love you.
Thank you. Love you. Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. All right. So we're going to pop over to Niki.
Hey, Sage, how are you?
Hi, sweetheart. We can't see you. Would you like to start your video? Because we'd love to see you.
Oh my goodness me, I'm in my pajamas.
We don't care.
Oh my goodness, Sage. Hang on. Sorry.
I would say 90% of us have no makeup on.
No, I don't mind the makeup. I'm never in makeup, but it's just my pajamas. I'm in my pajamas.
You don't even look like you're in pajamas. Your pajamas are cool.
Yeah, I've got my little precious boy sitting next to me. So my kitty cat. So he's here with me. Right next to me. Yeah.
What's his name again?
Izzy.
Izzy, that's right. Izzy. Aw, hi, Izzy.
Just say hello, Sage. There you go.
Oh, he's beautiful.
Yeah. So
Lovely.
yeah, grateful to be here. Thank you, Sage.
Oh, we're delighted that you're here. I'm glad you could make it live today. That's great.
Yeah, it really is. So you know what? I mean, I certainly wasn't expecting a heart seat, to be honest. But yeah, and here we are. So very grateful. Thank you to you and Archangel Michael, and for the space. Sage, so I guess for me, there's been a lot of transition since January, or even, yeah, since January. Very much unexpected transition, welcome transition. And it was all my choice to leave the corporate world.
Congratulations.
It came a lot more quickly than I actually expected. And it just was the right time to leave in March. And then 3 days after I left, we were in lockdown. So it was just bizarre. Anyway, my real question, I guess, is that there's quite a number of different projects kind of happening at the moment. And I wondered if I could get any steer from you and Archangel Michael about where I should be focusing my attention. Because I've probably got about 3 main areas and a few other kind of ad hoc areas. And I'm kind of, not sure where I should really be focusing.
Right. Absolutely. Because you don't want to try to focus on all of them at once, or you don't move forward that much with any. So it's good to focus. And then once you get one under a groove and it gets to a certain level where you don't have to feed it as much attention and energy, and it's feeding you, then you add in another thing and another thing. So when Archangel Michael said 5 income streams, we don't have to tackle all and launch all of them at once. So just to clarify that. So yes, it's a great question that you have, and we'd be happy to do a reading for you with that. What I'd like to do is, if you tell us the exact name of not only those 3, but also some of those other satellite ones that are also kind of on your outer radar.
All right.
I'll write them all down, and then I'm going to do the intuitive check with Archangel Michael, and we'll see what he has to say and what we can tell you about them as far as a yes, a no, a maybe, a later, and anything else qualitatively and quantitatively.
So do you want me to say them out loud, or what do you want?
Yeah,
what
if you'll say them out loud, I'll write them down, and then I'll intuitively tune in with him about each one, and we'll respond to each one.
Okay, great. So the first one would be life mastery coaching.
Okay, life mastery
coaching.
Yep.
Yeah. The second one is DAXI, DACXI. These are just the names of the projects, yeah? DACXI. Right. Then let's call it Circle.
Circle.
Yeah, and then you can put dash women's empowerment. And then you can call the other one utility warehouse.
Okay.
And yeah, and then I guess it's more around networking meetings, and putting energies and time into that, which I guess feed through to all or some of those. So I think that's probably it for the moment. Is that helpful?
Yes, that's perfect. And then if you just give me about 2 to 5 minutes, I'm going to write down, and then we'll share what comes through.
Thank you.
Yes, perfect.
And do anything else, Sage. I don't know if there's anything else, but yes.
Okay, so here's what we got so far, and then as we're talking, we'll flow with it.
Okay.
So, life mastery coaching, we got numbers from 1 to 10 for all of them on how relevant and important this is for you. Any of them are for you at this point, okay?
Yeah.
And mastery coaching was a 9, so
Okay.
that's quite high. And he said big picture and long term.
Okay.
Okay, so that's
What does big picture mean?
it's like the big picture of your work, like the big picture of what you're going to be offering in that regard, that aspect of, working with people one-on-one and in groups and workshops and retreats and like all of that, that can be like helpful for that. So it's big picture, it's like umbrella, and it's long-term. So it's something that you'll be doing for, at least at least 5 years, 10 years, long-term. Okay. So that's a good yes on that. Doxy, DACXI, was also a strong yes, and that was interestingly a 10.
Wow. Okay.
And it said great connections. There's someone important that you're going to meet there, or several important people that you're going to meet through that.
Okay.
And we also got a yes on timing. It's like something where timing is important.
Yeah. Okay.
So
Makes
you kind
sense.
of have to strike while the iron is hot with that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Great.
Okay. Big chills on that one, by the way. And I have obviously no idea what it's about. What do I need
No.
to know? But that's a big yes and very good timing. Circle, we got actually not now and maybe later. And we also got you already know a lot of it. But it would be fun, but it's really not the biggest bang for your time buck.
For my
For
time.
your time. Yeah, it's not
Okay.
the biggest bang for your buck or for your time right now.
Okay.
Maybe later. It's sort of like, put it on the side and think about it later. Utility warehouse, we got a 7. And then we got subsidiary. Like it's kind of sort of a tangential or subsidiary. So if you put most of your focus on the life mastery coaching and the doxy, you could, if you have time, you could still maybe do something with the utility warehouse, or it almost feels like you could delegate that or affiliate that, or like there's somebody else involved who could do most of the actual work. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah.
So it's not taking up as much of your time.
Okay.
And then networking, we got an 8, which is an ongoing thing.
Yeah.
Of course, now with lockdown, you can't really do in-person networking, so it's more online. And then we got a couple of other things that are just general important ideas for you that are related to your work and your life purpose. And one is video. You need to do a lot more with video and not hide or minimize the impact of that. So video is more important than you realize, so people can see you and feel you and immerse. And then branding and copywriting. And then we did get a message that you would benefit hugely from at least one private session with me and the guides when you're ready.
Okay.
You might be ready, or it might be like in a month or 2 or whatever,
Okay.
And I got that that's just one session, and it could be like that's all you need is the one session, or we start with the one session and then we see. But it's not like we have to start with a big thing. We just start with one session. Yeah, so there we have it. Lots of specificity. And did that make sense? And how did that all land for you, honey?
Yeah, I'm pleased because it confirms some of the stuff. Circle makes sense because it's not quite right now, but even though I'm involved, I'm not involved in it full time, if you know what I mean. I'm more on the outskirts at the moment. It'll become a little bit more involved as time goes by. Daxi is an interesting one for me, and life mastery coaching as well. So because obviously, Sage, I left the world of corporate 7 weeks ago, and so it's very much a transition for me now.
Right.
To set up my own projects and pursue my own coaching and all of that stuff. So which I trained in 2 years ago. So yes, I think it's all it's all positive. But because it came kind of unexpectedly, as I say, out of my choice, I got all excited and I was like, all these things. And then I thought, oh, well, maybe I need to focus more, so.
Right, exactly. That's a natural tendency. And I think you're like me in that sense, personality wise, where you can get excited about things and like to start things, but then it's like, well, if there's too many things, then it's not as easy to stick with it or to really to allow each project to reach its full success and the manifestation level. So you don't want to overwhelm yourself with too many things.
Yeah.
I would suggest no more than like three things to focus on at a time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. That's been very helpful.
And just reach out to me. We can be in touch through Messenger to figure out about the one-on-one. I'm kind of getting maybe June, like June or July, for that. So,
okay.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm going to sign off if that's okay, because it's heading quite late here. So thank you ever so much. Namaste to everybody on the call. God bless you all. Bye-bye.
Love, success, and blessings.
Thank you so much.
Your pleasure. Beautiful. All right. So we can jump in over, I believe, Janet S is waiting for some heartseat time and I think who is Aniola? Oh, that's interesting. We have somebody showing up as Aniola in the typing. That's our Annie. I would have guessed that. Okay, because for some reason in the typing in the Zoom chat, it says Aniola. That's cute. Yeah. We definitely we'll follow up on that, Annie, about the mother wound healing. And I feel like there's 2 or 3 more of you guys in general, like here in Wisdom School Gold, who need the mother wound healing. Perfect. Yay. Okay, so and by the way, we already have some of you signed up for the mother wound healing. So just want to say that if you do feel guided to do that, you'll see some familiar faces. So that's always nice. And Janet, what would we like for you today? What's standing out for your support?
Hi, Sage. Probably, whoops, sorry. I'm outside.
Oh, that's okay. We can get some natural air with you.
What'd you say? Okay.
Vicariously, we'll get some fresh air.
Yes, that's true. I'm sending it out. I had a beautiful day today, so I had to stay outside. Probably similar to Niki, with the multiple streams of income.
Mm-hmm.
And my energy, I just started another new company, and I really see the potential in this. So I don't know, what would you like me to ask you to go from here?
Yeah, so the connection on your line is a little bit bumpy with some kind of, I don't know if it's wind or if you're moving your phone or something, but perhaps if you might type, if that's easy for you, or you can just say out loud if it's too hard to type, the names of all the things you want us to tune in on for you. Like if you have certain choices, are you deciding among certain choices, or are you just wondering about how to maximize and optimize?
Here, I can go inside, Sage, and this might be better. I'm sorry, hold on 1 second.
Sure.
I'll be right back.
Looked like she had some kind of really cool crystal necklace going on there. So we'll keep an eye out for that necklace when she comes back. Great to see all of you.
I'm sorry, I had to plug in.
Oh, no worries. We get to admire your beautiful family on your fridge.
Yeah.
And your beautiful, beautiful crystal necklace.
My crystal necklace?
Yeah, we love that. It's gorgeous.
Oh, I know, isn't it so pretty? I love this. Okay, so can you hear me better now inside?
Yes, thank you, sweetheart. We can.
So I'm sorry, what was your question? Should I give you the different businesses that I'd like you to rate
or
Yes.
like Niki, or is there some other approach I should take?
That would be fine. If you
Okay,
have a mental list of several that you're thinking about, should I go forward with this, or what do I do about this? Then yeah, we can do something similar and do a beautiful quick reading for that. Sounds good. For some reason, though,
well, my young living,
your voice is going in and out. So could you type?
yeah.
Maybe you could type those choices. That would be fine. Thank you. Oh, and congratulations, Annie. It sounds like you got something on your monies received list. Yay! Good. That's awesome. I'm just scrolling up the chat to see if there's anything I missed responding to anybody. Yay for 5 streams of income. Absolutely, Monica. Totally doable. Definitely. Yay, I'm excited.
I'm sorry, Sage. I've had this running the whole time, and now it's running out of juice right, of course, when it's my turn, like always.
No, let's not put that out to the universe.
Well, it's just that it happens every single time. So I missed what you just asked me or said. I'm sorry. I was
just chatting with some of the others while we're waiting for you.
okay.
No
I'm ready. I just had to plug.
Yeah, I love that, Annie. You're going to depend on God, not government. That's sweet. Pajama Zooms are the new normal. That's right. That's great. She did look great, right? She didn't look like she was in pajamas. And so what? Who cares? Pajamas can be pretty and comfy, and it's all good. So yeah, whenever you're ready, you can type them there, and we'll start tuning in for you.
Can you hear me at all or no?
It's kind of going in and out, I think. I can hear you now.
Because I'm not right next to the router now, so there shouldn't be any problem.
Okay, good. Earlier it was going in now,
Yeah.
but it's probably okay now. Thank you all for holding the space with Janet, visualizing her success, her abundance, and her soul happiness. And we set this intention for all of us, that we're each serving in our own unique ways, and co-creating and collaborating and celebrating with those people we're meant to partner with, and that we're meant to serve and be served by. And it's all beautiful and flowing and easy and divine and even fun. And this is our truth. This is our reality. And so it is. All right, so Janet, What are these possibilities and projects that you would like us to tune into and give you an intuitive reading and feedback for? You can either speak them or type them, whichever is easier for you. So far all I see is
Sage,
coaching.
this is Jan. She had made her list. We had been talking, so she made her list to me privately. And she doesn't realize she didn't give it to you. She had Young Living Oils, Zango Juice, and Boomerang, new company, real estate, and coaching, which I still need more confidence to do.
Okay, so thank you, Jan. And Janet, I didn't see anything except or coaching. And what I need to do is write them down slowly so I can start the tuning in process. So Jan, the first one I wrote down was Young Living Oils. What's the next one?
I just texted them now. I'm sorry. I just sent them.
Oh, there we go. Zango. Am I saying it right?
Yeah, Zango, Young Living Oils,
Juice.
Boomerang,
Boomerang.
BUUM.
Got it.
ANG, and real estate. I'm
And
sorry, Sage. I thought you saw them a while ago. Oh my gosh.
that's okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. So Young Living Oils, Zango Juice, Boomerang, real estate, and coaching. And then we'll also see if anything else comes. Okay, perfect. So now I'm going to do the tuning in, and I'll be quiet for a little while. Interesting. Okay. Ready?
Mhm.
All right. Here's what we've got. And of course, as always, trust your own intuition too, but sometimes it helps to have validation. So Young Living Oils, we've got a 10.
Okay, wow.
And they had some very specific ideas for you, like doing more to educate people with videos and with a blog. So if you can get a blog going, you can have a combination of written articles on there with, of course, links to purchase various things. And it's educational, so it doesn't come across as just big infomercials. You're educating people about these specific oils, these specific products, specific health conditions, and even mental and emotional things and spiritual. And then you do need to get established with 2 more things at some point fairly soon to really build that business up. And one is for an email list. So to actually have some kind of gift, like maybe you have a checklist about essential oils, or I'm kind of visualizing almost like an infographic printable. You can make it yourself on Canva, or you can hire someone on like Fiverr, Fiverr. Sometimes you can find somebody on there to do graphics for you. But even canva.com has infographic templates. So if you made like a cool infographic gift about the 10 most important essential oils every household should have, or something like that, right? How many of you guys would like that list? The 10 most essential oils every household should have, right? I would want that. Most people want that because they're thinking, well, I know something about oils, but I don't really know what the 10 most important ones are, right? So you're bringing your expertise, and you can have a cool little pretty printable, and some people will even put it on their fridge, and then you have like your website and some kind of little promotional thing where they can find you. So that's a brilliant idea for a gift. 10 most important essential oils, infographic. Cool, getting very specific here. Email list, and then you can also start a Facebook group. And it was such a joy helping Monica launch her Facebook group. Everybody remember to join Monica's Sacred Heart Awakenings. Yay! And so you start a Facebook group that's about health and energy, or however you want to name it for your branding. Okay.
Sage, I'm sorry. What were the sites you cited before? The websites to go to? To do it myself, or to hire someone else?
Oh, Canva. I'll type it for you.
Okay,
I'll
thanks.
type it in for you. Whoops. Sorry, let me type that in there for everybody, and I'll say it again too. canva.com. Canva is a free. They also have a paid level, which is not expensive, which just lets you access more like photos and certain things for royalty free. Everything in there, like you don't have to worry about, oh gosh, I need a picture of lavender that's royalty free. You know, you can just find it right there in Canva. You type lavender and photos, boom, there's a picture of lavender. You can use it royalty free. And then you're going to make, for example, if you want to make this infographic, you can make all kinds of things. Like most of the images you see me put on Facebook, I made myself in Canva in 5 minutes or less.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. And Monica's doing them now too. And some of the others of you are doing that as well. So Canva is for making any kind of graphic design. You can make banners, you can make infographics, you can make, I call them memes, but you know, they're like an image with words, you know, and that's a free level there. And it's quite easy to learn. I love Canva too. It's so fun and it's so easy. And I'm not even like a designer-y person because I'm married to one. So normally it would be like, honey, can you make me a thingy that shows the, you know, and I would delegate that to him. But because I saw how fun and easy it is, now I'm feeling like I'm getting pretty good at it, you know? So yeah, it's almost like recreational for me. I'm like, oh yay, I get to make 3 canvas today, you know? So you'll have fun with that. And then the other one was Fiverr. If you wanted to hire someone, Fiverr.com. If you want to hire someone to make, you know, graphics, etc. It's basically like freelancers of all sorts of things. You can find almost any kind of virtual anything on there, but they're not all good, right? So you have to kind of like look at their reviews and and they don't all charge. It was called Fiverr because originally it was anything for $5.
Oh,
So that's, well, like you want this, I'll do it for $5 kind of thing. But now they have projects that are way more than $5. So, you know, someone probably wouldn't charge you $5 to do the infographic, but you know, it's just another resource for you if sometimes you want rather pay someone. So there's that one. Okay, so now back to our list. Boomerang, I get a no on, and maybe it's because it's too new. Maybe it's just going to be clunky or buggy or just not effective, but I got a 0 to a 1. So that's kind of a no. Like, whoa, okay, that was pretty clear. And I didn't write anything else. It's just like, nope, it's just, oh my God, what? Oh, Mark is on the roof. I thought it was the peacock. It's funny. Okay. Real estate is still fairly, Zango Juice. I'm sorry. Zango Juice is a 7. And that's kind of an adjunct to the Young Living Oils business. And you can promote the Zango Juice easily without any extra effort. Just occasionally focus on the Zango Juice, the same techniques that you'll use for the oils. So you can have a blog article, you can have a Facebook Live, you can have a video, you know, different things. So it's getting into the whole world of online marketing and all these fun ways. And of course, I have lots of ways that I can help you with that if you need help. Real estate is still a 7 for you because it's going to go back up, especially as the lockdown opens up. A lot of people are waiting right now to buy or sell a house. They're in a holding pattern. And they're like, well, I don't want to try to sell a house and have strangers traipsing through now. And it's not really sufficient to just have video. You know, a lot of people don't want to buy a house from just a video tour. And I know agents are like, oh, well, I can go through the house and I can show you every single little thing and I'll open the cabinet under the bathroom and sink and you can see it. You know, I understand that, but that's still not the same as me being in the house and feeling the house. So when the lockdown opens up, like over this next few months and year or so, there's going to be a real estate boom because then there's going to be a whole lot of people buying and selling that were waiting. So there's sort of a backlog, and then there's going to be this like, woo, real estate, yay, you know. So you want to keep, what you want to do is keep your finger on the pulse there. And there might not be a lot happening real soon, but there will be a boom later. So you want to make sure that you're positioned for that. You're still listed on the websites, your license is still up to date, you're still staying connected, you know, any kind of educational things that you need to do. Like just kind of keep it alive, even though you know, like, okay, maybe there's not going to be a sale imminently. But when those doors do open up and those sales start happening again, you can make some good boom, boom, boom money. That'll be like retirement money, travel money, investment money, fun money.
I have one other thing. How about real estate investing?
Yes, and then I wrote that down. That is so funny that you said that because look what I wrote, real estate investments. Right there, I wrote it down, yay! So as you're able to, right, you can invest and it can be either things that you flip or fixer upper or you rent or, you know, whatever, or commercial real estate, whatever. So yes, real estate investments are on the horizon for you as appropriate, project by project. Also other investments, mutual funds. And then interestingly, because I was like, well, what if she doesn't have a lot of money to put into these things? And they whispered in my ear, reverse mortgage. So you might want to consider that, which that kind of surprised me because usually they're not a good idea, but you might want to consider that. It's like, if you could pull $40,000 out as a...
I don't own the house. This is my dad's house.
Okay, then yeah, you can do it. Well, unless he could do it for you, unless he could help. Well, anyway, you'll see how that comes. You'll see where that comes, but there's something that might come through that to free you up. So real estate we talked about, and then coaching, we got an 8. And it's kind of like a building up gradually, like focus first on the Young Living Oils, put your main in there, but keep your finger on the pulse for the real estate because it's going to have the boom and you'll keep an eye and ear out for investments with that. But the coaching is an 8, and it's just like you're going to kind of build it up, you know, like a little build it gradually. You know, it's kind of like getting known more for having information through the people who are coming to you first for the oils. Some of them will also need some coaching and some consulting, you know, so it kind of naturally goes together. And then if you have a Facebook group that's, you know, health and energy, but boost your health and energy with, you know, with Janet or whatever you want to call it, right? It's a similar niche, the coaching, if you're doing health coaching or health and energy coaching. So it's life coaching, but it's health coaching, you know, and that can be a little bit of spiritual stuff in there too, if they're spiritual, but I would stay mostly in the health niche. I think that's where you're going to have the biggest success. You probably need some preparation, maybe some training, some confidence building, and some structure before you would feel really like, yes, I'm a health and energy coach. Like, here I am, I'm ready to go. You know, so, right. So some things that help you with that training, confidence building, and structure. And I don't certify people in health coaching. You may or may not need a certification program, but you can feel into that of, you know, if there's anything I can help you with on the confidence building and the structures in general, certainly about marketing and launching and online business, building a successful 6-figure part-time business, that I can help with. But as far as like health coaching specifically for structure, for like, what do you do in a health coaching session? I don't really have that. But, you know, I think that there are places that do. But, you know, most coaches are not officially certified in their thing that they coach, myself included. Like, I'm a life coach, I'm a spiritual coach, but I didn't do a life coaching program. I learned it by winging it. I do it this way, right? And I do it this way, and I do it this way. So I've got my intuition, most important. I've got my own head and my own life experiences, and I've got my compassion, and putting those together, you know, was more than enough. So, you know, but as you get that confidence built, you'll be able to step more into, yes, I'm a coach, you know?
Right.
So yeah, does it make sense?
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, good. So how about a high 10 for success with all of that? Perfect. And let us know how else we can support you. And when you launch your Facebook group, feel free to tell us about it and be like, hey guys, come join my Facebook group, you know? And I swear to God, I want that infographic of the 10 most important essential oils every household needs to have, you know? And so what if someone else made something similar? You're going to put your own flavor on it, your own energy into it, you know, your own compassionate heart. So you'll attract the right people. There's plenty enough clients and students and customers for everyone. We live in an abundant universe.
That's true.
Exactly. When we have that alignment and the clarity and we take the action, we manifest success.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for doing that.
Oh, you're welcome. So keep us posted, and we're here for you. And what a beautiful, you're so welcome, sweetie. What a beautiful, beautiful time together today, right? What a beautiful time, all of us. And thank you to you hardcore sticking through till the end people. Woo! So let's put our arms out like this to give each other a hug. We're all giving each other a hug. Oh, that's sweet. I love that. Isn't that sweet? Yay. Come on, Monica. There we go. Yay. Beautiful. And we love you. And we support you. And we honor you. And we see you. And we celebrate you. And have a beautiful weekend. There's actually lots to re-listen to here in today's Guidathon. It's one that I would encourage a re-listen for. Some of them are more important than others to re-listen to. There's a lot going on here today, right? And a lot, not only about business and purpose, but a lot from Archangel Michael about what's really going on. Wonderful heart seat for joy as well, with so much in there about those 5 different important steps to the energy mastery and staying positive. And, you know, I'm grateful. I'm grateful to all of you. I'm grateful to Archangel Michael and Archangel Raphael. Grateful to the Divine Mother. And then we had our beautiful healing at the beginning with the elements. So have fun. Thank you, elements. Thank you, elementals. have fun with your element immersion or elements immersion in the next week. And I will see you guys next Friday at 12 noon on our Facebook group, Wisdom School of Light Facebook group. And we do have some openings. If you know anyone who would be a fit for Archangel Michael Wisdom School of Light, the website is archangelmichaelwisdomschooloflight.com. So please tell all your friends. And we do have referral savings for you if someone you tell about it enrolls. You get either some money or some tuition or free month, you know, depending upon what they sign up for. So that's nice too. If our circle is meant to grow, we welcome whoever's meant to join us. And I also want to bring special blessings to all of you from the Divine Mother. And she just wants to remind you that you have what it takes and you are lovable and worthy and you are loved. So that is our completion message for today. And everyone, I want you to type in there, I am loved, I am lovable, I am worthy, anything along those lines, or whatever else that inspires for you. I'm going to type them all. I'm loved, lovable, and worthy. I'm strong, brilliant, and resilient. Have a nice affirmation flurry here, right? I am beautiful, sexy, and svelte. Here we go. Relevant, flowy, and flowy. Strong and resilient. Nice. Woohoo! And so it is. So we'll see you next week, you guys. Have a great weekend, and thanks for joining us today. Lots of love. And bye for now.